किसी को ये है कि उससे पैसा बनाना।
नहीं, अल्टीमेटली देन ओनली इट विल सस्टेन,
या
अदरवाइज
क्योंकि आज भी मैंने सुना कि जो फिल्म्स बनाते हैं, शूटिंग वूटिंग यहाँ कर लेते हैं, बाद में पूरा इकट्ठा करके थाईलैंड जाते हैं, थाईलैंड से पूरा प्रोडक्शन करके आते हैं, तो बाहर कंट्री में चला जाता है ना।
एग्जैक्टली।
तो वी नीड टू हैव दोज हियर ओनली।
हम्म
तो इसीलिए इट्स अ वेरी बिग एक्सरसाइज। तो कहाँ कहाँ जाएं, इतना 3-4 कमरे में एक साथ डिस्कशंस हो रहे हैं। तो
हम्म
रवि शास्त्री भी आया था स्पोर्ट्स ब्रॉडकास्ट के बारे में, और
हम्म
मास्टर क्लास लिया आमिर खान के फिल्म कैसे बनाना चाहिए।
हम्म
मैं ज्यादा नहीं गई बिकॉज हम लोग इस एरिया में तो बहुत सालों से हैं। तो हम
हम्म
लोग आकाशवाणी में जब बोलते हैं कि हमें ये चाहिए, तो कोई हमें थोड़ी देता है।
हम्म
बस अभी फिल्म स्टार्स हैं तो उनका बोलबाला बस चलेगा।
हम्म
मैं तो करण जौहर अभी आप सुनेंगे इस राग में इनका गाना, ये करते हुए मैंने देखा, क्योंकि अमेजोन यूट्यूब वाले बोले कि अगर करण जौहर कॉम्पेयर करेगा तभी हम इसको यूट्यूब में दिखाएंगे।
हम्म
हो गई ना बात। तो ये
हम्म
लोग करेंगे ना, पैसा बोलता है, और डिमांड भी वहीं से है। एनीवे।
Actually,
हम्म।
that's okay. I think
या टुडे
let's
वी शुड।
move
या
forward. I think Poonam ji have joined, and who else? Varsha ji has joined.
8 पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं।
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, वी आर बख्शी
बाबूराव।
सर हैज ऑल्सो जॉइन, शर्ले मैम और संतोष
या
मैम ने भी करा है। संतोष मैम एंड विजय सर साथ में करते हैं।
हाँ।
आई गेस सब लोग अपना माइक और कैमरा ऑन कर लें तो अच्छा लगेगा। ठीक है श्वेता मैम, यू कैन बिगिन विद टुडेज सेशन।
Sure. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome you all to yet another Fun with Art session. And today we are actually going to do a very interesting art form, which dates back older to 3,000 years. And when I first saw this particular art form, I could relate it with the art which cavemen used to do on the walls of the caves.
या
It really intrigued me that since the evolution of humanity, I think art had been a very classic medium to express emotions and depict different celebrations and all. And this particular art form originated from a place called Worli in Maharashtra. And this is the most ancient Indian art form, and it was predominantly painted on the walls of home to mark the celebration of marriage and harvest. So this was these two occasions were considered to be of utmost importance. So that is why they used to actually use this form of art to decorate the walls of their houses. And the medium on which they used to do it was mud walls, either ochre yellow or red. As you know, red is the color of brick, as well as in that area, the red soil was there. So it was the entire wall was actually painted with mud, and then over that they used to use rice paste dipped, they used to make a very semi-liquid kind of rice paste, and with that they used to draw. And you'll be very surprised that at that particular point in time, because if you will notice now, this particular art form has very fine lines, thin lines. Yeah. So those thin lines, they used to make pen of bamboo. So the point of bamboo, with that, they used to make this art on the walls using rice paste. Today, I think I am doing a very contemporary version. I'm not doing it in the traditional way. And also, I'm not doing it with acrylic paints and brushes. I am just bringing out a very simple way of experiencing and making this art just through pen and paper. there can be lot of modifications which can be done in this particular art form. You can also introduce sketch pens and different colors, but traditionally only it used to be done in monochrome. Like a base, you can take a base of one color, maybe brown, red. Even these days I see that multicolored papers are also used and different kind of bases are also used. And over that, you can use a black pen or white pen. And also it can be done with acrylic colors. So which is basically white and black only, because that gives out a very pretty layout. Otherwise, if you'll use too much colors, it will dilute the beauty of this particular art form. So today, what we are going to do, we are going to make this on a white sheet. Okay. So to start with this particular art form, I think we should first learn the basic shapes, which is going to be used in this. And that is why I asked you all to carry 2 sheets of paper. So let's begin. So very simply, the first thing which you will see that it has a body. The early art has a body which is of 2 inverted triangles connected together. Okay. So that can be very simply made. Either you make an inverted triangle and then join it with an upright triangle. So this is the body. Okay. This way. And very easily, also the other method is that you just draw an X and join it. Okay. So whichever way is easier to you, you can do it. So this is something which we will try. Just try to make this. Okay. So I usually use this X form because it gives this joint a very clear connection.
X banana.
Okay.
कितने बनाना?
Okay. So one traditional way and most popular way is that we will just fill this up. Okay. So you can use a sketch pen or you can just fill it with gel pen. Another way is to give some design inside it. So this all depends upon the way you would like to decorate. So there is no right or wrong way of doing it. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever design you can fill it up with. So you can make your unique designs. All right. Because this is a body, of the figurines which we will be making in this particular art form. So you can opt designs as per the picture you are drawing. Maybe you are drawing some celebration, so the dress can have very ornamental kind of designs. Where you are just depicting daily life, you can just fill it with solids. If you have a very organized way of illustration or composition, then you can also use this very simple thing. Otherwise, if you put too many designs, it will not look very clean. So for a clean look, we just use this filled up thing. And for some ornamental look, we use different kind of designs. So generally, when you will see the traditional art form, so it is filled up only. So very less designs is used. In the contemporary art form, we have started to use designs. So that is how this will be done. Now, the other part of this figurine is the head. So head is circle. So if you face any challenge in obtaining perfect circle, you just draw a C and then draw a mirror image of C. So you will easily get this circle shape. Okay. So just try a few circle shapes also. If you are able to make a perfect circle freehand, that's fine. You can make that. We don't make eyes, nose, or any facial features. The head is always opaque. Okay. So you can just do some practice so that when we are making the figures, it becomes easier for you to draw and compose. All right. Now, how to differentiate between different genders and age. So for a male figure, we will just keep it a simple circle. For a female, we will just draw a bun and then some decoration over it. Okay. So the position of the bun depends upon you, that how you would like to depict it. Okay. For a young boy, we will just put a single line like this. And for a young girl, we will make two braids. Fill up the circle. And for girl, one more thing can be done. You can draw a ponytail.
हेलो, हमारा सर्टिफिकेट नहीं आया? ओ नो, आज रमन सर बीमार है।
Hands and leg, very simple. We will just use lines. Forearm, and long arm. Different directions. Okay. And for the hand, we will just use this small dot. Okay. So these are the different poses which we will be doing. For legs, again, this is the thigh, then this is the calf, and then this is the feet. So this is how we are going to draw. So if any figure is dancing, so there will be different
Can you
movements.
see the closer?
Yeah.
Didn't understand this last part.
So this is actually legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other ones are arms.
Hands. Yeah. So they'll be different, but the basic is this. For neck, we use only straight line. So there's not much practice required. It will be just, one line kind of thing. So you need to use your imagination. So whenever we are drawing any figurine, we need to just focus that what that particular figure is doing. And if the particular figure is just standing, then it will be, simple straight legs like this. Okay. But if the figure is walking, then the feet should be in the walking mode. Okay. If the figure is dancing, then it should be in dancing mode. So it depends upon the action of the figurine. What action the figurine is doing, simply in that way, we will transform the hands and legs. Okay. And then there will be different objects which we will be drawing along with these figures. Like, for example, if they are, beating a drum. So there will be a drum. So very simple. We will make a circle like this.
Real circle. Yeah.
Is my page clearly visible to you all?
Yes.
So
Yes,
different,
ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. So different designs you can draw. So different kind of objects, like if there is a trumpet, then we will draw a trumpet. Okay. Right. Then there is a drum like this, which is okay. Right. So now I will just draw very simple images and just focus that how those images are done. So I'm just going to draw a set of male and females of different ages that they are dancing. Okay.
श्वेता मैम, पूनम
Yeah.
मैम इज सेइंग कि थोड़ा सा क्लोजअप और दिखा दो।
Okay. अब ठीक है?
यस, आई होप पूनम मैम अभी आपको क्लियरली दिख रहा होगा।
हाँ यस, थोड़ा सा वो मुझे आर्म्स एंड लेग्स पहले क्लियर नहीं दिख रहे थे, नाउ इट इज क्लियर। थैंक यू।
You're welcome. आप लोग जब सब रेडी हो तो मुझे बताना, देन आई विल स्टार्ट ड्राइंग।
Yes, Shweta ma'am, you can start further.
So, a very simple image which I'm going to draw first is, because this is a dancing body, so there will be a little bit of tilt in body. So you can see it's not very straight and upright, right? Like this. Then I will draw the neck, head. Okay. Dancing body hai. Then hands will be in a dancing mode, and legs will also be in a dancing mode. Okay. Very simple. Need to just fill it up. So the highlight of this particular art form is that we don't use any facial expressions. It is mostly through gestures or the body language through which we communicate different actions. Yeah.
मैं सोच रही थी कि कंप्यूटर पे बैठ के काम करना कैसे दिखा सकते हैं। मतलब आई वाज ट्राइंग टू मेक इट वेरी मॉडर्न, या कार चलाना।
हाँ,
मे
आप
बी वी
वो
कैन
कर सकते
इम्प्रोवाइज।
हो। What you have to do is that the upper part of the body and the lower part of the body, you have to change the posture. Yeah, I'll just draw and show it to you. Let me just finish this one.
या
See, I'm using a gel pen. That is why uh, it is taking time to fill this up. If you will use a sketch pen to fill it up, then ये जो बीच बीच में white spaces हैं, ये जल्दी fill up हो जाएंगे.
मोटापन और पतलापन भी दिखा सकते हैं। लाइक द सेकंड फिगर यू मेड इज अ लिटिल बिट थिन, टॉल, लाइक दैट वी कैन ब्रिंग ना।
Yes, yes, you can, because see, in reality also, everybody has different size. So we can do that. And also, it gives a very clear impression who is close to us and who is far. So if anybody is far from us, then that creates a depth in your composition, and it means
अच्छा
that, it gives that 3D look, because यहाँ पे अभी केवल दो ही figure हैं and there is not much in the background. It might not give you that perspective, but yes, if you are doing a composition and thinking it through very well, that how you want to place your objects in which size, then it will give you the 3D effect.
लाइक अगर विलेज सीन बनाना है तो कोई वहां ये काम कर रहा है, कोई यहाँ ये कर रहा है, तो
Yes.
डिस्टेंस कैन बी शोन.
Yes, you can create distance by changing their sizes.
ओके ओके.
So now I'm So here I'm just giving a pattern. These are different dancing images. So today what I'm going to do, in this page, I'm just going to give you different shapes. And then on the next page, you have to think through yourself that what you would like to draw. And similarly, the body part will move and then we will add the object. So right now, as Shirley ma'am asked for that, she is conceiving that how to show if somebody is working on computer. So we have to first of all think that if somebody is sitting, and because if somebody is working on computer, the person should be sitting. So
Yeah.
whether we are going to see it from the sideways or we are going to see it from the front, right? So if we are going to see the person from front, then probably first of all, we need to draw a straight line, which is the table. And then above the table, the upper body would be visible. Okay, like this. And then there is a neck, and then there is a head, right? There will be a certain width of the body, table. And then, below the person would be, not much of the lower body would be visible because it will get folded, right? So, we will not see much of the body. And then the legs in a sitting posture. And because the person is working on a computer, there will be certain, keyboard and system would be there. The person would be working on the keyboard. So not the fingers or anything would be visible. Just the hand over the keyboard will be visible.
That's great.
Okay.
It's nice.
So that's how you can conceive. It's a very
Yeah.
creative way of looking at things. So this is the way you can see. And if we want to show someone from the sideways, that, yeah, we have to really conceive, because then the triangle won't be visible. So you just
Yeah.
imagine that it is difficult to draw a side pose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from the front, because we are using these shapes. So if these shapes are not there, then it will not look like a worldly art. It will be something
Mhm.
modified. Yeah.
Right. So objects in Worli art also assumes lines and
Yes.
shapes. I
Yes.
mean, it is just lines and border and design.
Yes. Because this is a very simple art form, and the stage at which this art form was conceived or applied at that, but we didn't had so much of human creativity evolved at that particular point in time. So these
Yeah.
were the things they just depicted themselves in terms of these triangles, upper body and lower body, and the limbs, head. So it is a very simple structure, and through that they created stories. So even with these simple figurines, they created very beautiful stories. Nowadays you can see that a scene from Mahabharata, Ramayana, traditional rituals and everything, which gets depicted through worldly art. So though it looks very simple, but if you really sit down and put your mind to it and try to create a scene, you will achieve it. And because it involves very simple structure, so it is easier to achieve. Just that a little bit of aesthetic should be applied. Yeah. So one more
Yeah.
figure I'm going to draw, where two people are jointly beating a drum. Okay. Because we just drew three figurines who are dancing. So there should be some music also on which they are dancing. So I'm just simply drawing that. Okay, one more thing. Whenever there is an object involved, you need to, before drawing hands, you need to draw that object so that you can create a, you get that distance between the object and hand, and it becomes easier to join them. So generally, if you'll draw hand first, then sometimes it will get difficult for you to join with the hands when two or more people are involved. Yeah. So I'm drawing the circle drum. Let's see. One hand is holding the drum, and from the other hand, the person is holding a gong.
Hello?
Yes. Clear? You can give one more line because it has a space. Is everyone done with this, understanding this, or any difficulty?
One thing I found is the lines should be perfectly straight. मतलब दोबारा हम ड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते उसके ऊपर तो अच्छा नहीं दिखता है.
So if you want, then you can draw with pencil and then, draw,
हाँ.
you complete it with a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, but don't do it. Why I say so? Because this is very simple. It will come with practice. If you will do
Yeah.
that, then somewhere you yourself are lowering your confidence.
Correct, correct.
So if it is going haywire to start with, let it be. With practice, everything will come together.
Mm.
So I will draw one tree in how it is, there are different forms of tree which is drawn in worldly art. But one of the famous tree I'll just draw so that you all get the idea of the tree. So simply you will see the center line, and it's very interesting that they always draw a root. So you will see a tree with root, and then there is multiple branch. Okay. Two ways of doing it. One, just like coconut leaves, you give these fine lines. And at the end, you can draw a small leaf-like structure, which either symbolizes a flower bud, or sometimes if you put few more petals, then it forms like a flower. So it is up to you. If you don't want to make the roots, you can leave that. You can make tree as is, but usually they put roots. Okay. The other tree form is, I'll just draw here. Again, it's straight with, last time I drew some curvy branches. I'm just now using a straight line. And I'm not making roots this time. So very small leaves. So last time we used lines. This time we are using leaves. So if you will notice the tree which I'm making now, this tree is also made in Madhubani art. So certain parts of the nature, you will see it's common in most of the folk art forms. So in the next week, what I am planning to do, I am planning to do a composition using worldly art. So uh, you'll have 2 weeks in between. Please utilize this to practice these shapes, practice these trees, and just try to come up with your own version of worldly art. So, like today, Shirley ji just thought of that how it will look like if somebody is working on a computer. So, similarly, you can think of any daily activity and try to make the image based on that activity, considering the body posture and the hand posture that particular action would have. And in our next class, we will be doing a full-fledged composition.
Next slide.
मैम आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू अनाउंस कि हम लोग कल बुक क्लब लॉन्च कर रहे हैं. सो इन दैट हम सब मिलकर कोई ना कोई एक बुक चूज करेंगे एंड देन हम अपने अपने पेस पर उन बुक्स को पढ़ेंगे. सो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट ईच वन ऑफ यू कि आप कल प्लीज 4 से 5 ज्वाइन करना.
For me, it will be little difficult, Pragati, because I have my class at 4.
Okay.
So what I can probably do is that I can be on mute and join the meeting. And intermittently, if I get time, then I can probably talk. Because if I'm taking a class and explaining a student, then it will be difficult for me to pay attention. But yes, I can keep on listening to it.
ओके मैम.
Yeah.
सो मैम आई होप कि आप सब लोग भी ज्वाइन करेंगे. सो मंजू मैम, वी आर बख्शी सर, आई लुक फॉरवर्ड टू ऑल ऑफ यू ज्वाइनिंग द सेशन टुमारो. एंड आई होप एंड वो बहुत अच्छा होगा. हमारे मेंटर्स उसको और अच्छा कर देंगे.
So I hope today you all enjoyed this introduction to worldly art. And next week, definitely we are going to do something more intricate. I just wanted to conduct this session as a basic introduction to worldly art, what it is, history behind it, what all the different depictions which we can do. So I think you all just utilize. A few more things are left, like how we would be drawing houses, birds, animals. That is a bit complicated. That is why I'm not taking it in this session, because it is important that this basic stuff should get embedded first. So once you start doing this very seamlessly, then it makes point to add more complexity to it. So next session, we will be doing a composition of worldly art. I hope everybody is fine with that idea.
Yes. What are the colors that are used here?
So
Like you said, red background में white.
रेड में व्हाइट यूज कर सकते हैं, डार्क ब्राउन ले सकते हैं, येलो ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज इट इज लाइक कलर ऑफ मड. Also, one very interesting thing which you can do, but in that case, you must use acrylic paints. If you are going to use gel pens, then it might get spread or blotted. What I used to do, I used to take a watercolor sheet and then I used to smear it with, a paste of or a very liquidy wash of turmeric, either turmeric or coffee powder. So you can make a very thin dilute of either of the two and make a base of your page of that color. It brings out a very earthy colored base. And then over that, you use black acrylic paint. And usually thin brush, which is 0 number for these lines. And then to fill it up, you can use number 1 or number 2. Basis how big your these triangles and head is.
Yeah. बिकॉज मड से जो करते थे तो वो एकदम भरा भरा दिखता था, है ना। हम लोग पेन
बट
से करेंगे तो वो खींच खींच के लाइन
हाँ,
लाइन दिखता है।
क्योंकि वाइट वो दिखता है एंड स्केच पेन बिकॉज देखिए जब आप फर्स्ट टाइम कर रहे होते हो तो हर कोई ब्रश को बहुत अच्छे से नहीं पकड़ पाता, अभी पेन से
या
ही करने में लाइंस थोड़ी टेढ़ी आती
या
शुरुआत। So
या
that is why I took a introductory class with pen. So next time what I will do, हम पेन भी रखेंगे एंड आप लोग ग्रुप पे एक्टिव रहना, अपने से एक्सपेरिमेंट करना और मुझे बताना हाउ कंफर्टेबल यू पीपल आर इन यूजिंग एक्रेलिक कलर. So if you are comfortable in using acrylic color, we can do the composition with acrylic color in our next session.
ओके।
Okay, but to start with, don't get overwhelmed. Use pen
या
because the gist is that you should first understand how to compose a structure, the body, the entire movement of hands and everything. Once that is clear, then it becomes easier to switch to a difficult medium.
You said when was the art evolved, like in Maharashtra? 3000 years ago.
3000 years ago.
सो उस टाइम भेदभाव नहीं था, सब फिगर फिगर दिखाते थे, खाली लेडीज को खाली जूड़ा बना के अलग दिखाते थे। सो दे
Hmm.
वर कॉन्सेंट्रेटिंग मोर ऑन नेचर, द वर्क,
Yes.
and that's and equality was there. There is no subjugation
No,
and no
I think
complexity.
I think all these things became prominent when we gained literacy. So
Yeah,
when people were not literate, I think their jobs were very much decided basis
yeah.
the physical strength they had. So men used to go for the hunting and everything, all the hard jobs, and female used to take care of the house and kids.
Yeah.
So that how the society was prevalent that time, and you will see lot of nature, lot of animals and birds because it was a very eco-friendly kind of setup at that time.
Exactly. Yeah. How different it is from Madhubani?
Madhubani is at because in Madhubani you start using facial features. You will
Okay.
see that their hands are more clear. It's more evolved, present day times kind of thing. Though it does
Okay.
not have that realistic features, but yes, eyes, hands ka gestures, fingers ka gestures, feet ka gestures. So all those things come even in the birds. You will see lot of peacocks, fishes in Madhubani art. So it has those kind of very clear pictures as well as the movement of lines and the intricacy of designs enhanced in Madhubani.
So worldly is टू कलर बाई कलर खाली,
Yes,
मतलब बैकग्राउंड एक होगा
yes.
और अच्छा मल्टी कलर नहीं है।
Nine. Traditionally,
ओ,
it is like this.
हाँ
Madhubani, though it evolved as a colored art, because
हाँ
they
हाँ,
started to use fruit and vegetable dyes.
करेक्ट।
Though it was done on a mud wall, but they started to use colors. Yeah, also you will see the difference in the borders. So the border design also separates them a lot.
ओके।
So we will come to Madhubani also. So right now, I think let's master worldly art because it is very interesting. I find it very interesting. You can just think of a certain communication which you want to make, how you would do it with just these triangles, circle, and lines. So it is a very basic shape-oriented artwork. Yeah. Does anybody have any feedback, any questions, anything?
मैंने फीडबैक दे दिया मैंने फीडबैक दे दिया
वो लास्ट वाला जो ट्री है उसको थोड़ा मैग्नीफाई करके दिखाएंगे, लास्ट वाला जो ट्री है
अच्छा,
उसका वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा मुझे। हाँ,
या
और थोड़ा इस साइड, इस साइड।
कैसे दिखाऊं?
नो नो, ट्री इज नॉट कमिंग।
रुक जाए, अब आया?
नहीं, थोड़ा और, मतलब टुवर्ड्स योर लेफ्ट, हाँ, और थोड़ा, ताकि वो हाँ, ये ट्री ठीक है, बट लास्ट जो एंड वाला ट्री है,
अच्छा, ये वाला ट्री है, हाँ।
मतलब लास्ट, हाँ वो वाला, ये कैसा है? ये तो मछली का वो दिख रहा है,
हाँ,
वो
आपको वैसे ही दिखेगा, बिकॉज इट अपीयर्स लाइक दिस। फिश,
या
फिश बोन है, ये फिश बोन
हाँ,
जैसा इफेक्ट है।
फिश बोन, हाँ
हाँ, इट इज लाइक कोकोनट ट्री की लीव्स जैसे होती है, बट इट हैज अ फ्लावर एट इट्स एंड।
एग्जैक्टली, हाँ,
या
इट इज अ फ्लावर इन द एंड ना।
या
अच्छा,
Thank you, Shweta ma'am, for coming
ओके,
up with so
दैट्स
much
नाइस।
of great ideas and creative things. Like बहुत सारी चीजें जैसे स्टिपलिंग आर्ट, इतने सारी चीजें जो हमने कभी सुनी ही नहीं होती, मतलब, and you come up with that, and you make it so much interesting with the way you teach us. So thank you for that, and we are really grateful to you.
थैंक यू।
Thank you. Thank you,
श्वेता मैम,
everyone.
हाँ श्वेता मैम, एक चीज, कॉम्पोजिशन मतलब यू आर आस्किंग अस टू इमेजिन अ सीन,
Yes,
कॉम्पोजिशन मीन्स,
it will be an illustration. For example, a village scene, or
अच्छा,
there is a scene from Ramayan, or there is a
ओके
scene where kids are playing, or there is a
ओके
community who are celebrating some festival. So
ओके ओके,
something, when we focus on a illustration, like when we say composition, composition means that we are taking out different activities and objects and putting it together to make a
ओके,
story.
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.